for the biggest prize, the crown of the Call of Duty mobile world. And when you look at them, Brody, this is kind of what we expected. We thought Q9 could make that run, elevate the defending champions. Can they do it again? Or can Q9 get their revenge for last year? Into Apocalypse we go. Let's get it on, I think Alan says.
Yeah, I don't think we say it with such spice as Shift does. But yeah, for sure, this is a crucial matchup here. I think for Elevate, again, really looking to continue that momentum from what happened in the lower bracket final. If you can come out here with a map #1 victory over Q9, really set the pace and get Q9's attention early on in this series, well, you got your foot through the door. That's the start you want.
And I think something I just want to allude to as well, what we've seen in that loser bracket final, convincing win for Elevate, comfortable across the maps, apart from map #1, which was a single point. It would have been nice to get that on the board, but Q9 are going to come in here with the same fire we've seen in that winners bracket final. Kill feed's starting to look a little bit better for the Chinese team, and they've got those rotations over towards P2. We're going there in 20.
Yeah, and I think the thing at the moment for me is Q9 aren't really doing all that much or really being stressed by Elevate in terms of that rotation, right? And they're not really sending anybody through that letterbox side. All of this pressure is going through P1. Of course, the flip side to that, Ton, is that ultimately Elevate have managed to get 10 to 15 seconds time they otherwise wouldn't. Charlie's almost immediately going to clear space through the middle of the map, and that's going to send Elevate right to try and break P2.
Yeah, that's going to put you in a bit of an awkward position. The push through cave is going to come through almost immediately. Chloe's going to be here to try and find that break, but it's going to have to be one-dimensional from Elevate. They haven't been able to make any inroads on these spawns. Tempest out from Curly already. Thankfully, from some of his really good work through the middle of the map. Few kills go Elevate's way, but it doesn't matter if Curly is just going to light 5 of you up. Tempest play on point, Q9 in control.
Yeah, just Curly making plays like that haven't really made the difference for Q9. Again, goes back to that conversation we had previously, really in the green room. Everybody has been firing on all cylinders for Q9, but the other thing that they do so well, Ton, beyond just individual performances, is they really know when to stack all of their utility in towards a hard point. They know the value of an early advantage, but unfortunately, when that doesn't work out, you lose a wave of gunfights, well, Elevate can break you.
A lot invested here by Q9. I think we've seen nearly every single streak trying to make a difference, but Elevate barge their way through the front door. Olin can find one. Eventually trying to find a way back through. Those close spawns will help them to do so pretty quickly, and they will stop the bleeding. But I think for Elevate, that's a minor win, to be honest with you. Not in a good position. Lots of streaks against you. You stop Q9 from getting every single second at P2.
Yeah, 100% right. I mean, you force utility out early on. I think the kind of the idea for Q9 there is to gain a massive dent into Elevate, right? The snowball that we always talk about. A 70-point lead early on would have been humongous, but no, now that's just down to 25 or so, and Elevate, they have a good look at the next hill.
Q9 are going to break from this side, though. We've seen it time and time again. A lot of operators coming in though, from the Elevate side, and Chloe right now with the equalizers out, starting to farm them up the spawn. He'll flip them around for Elevate, and it was a little bit worrying, to be honest with you, after seeing P1 and 2, seeing how Q9 are setting up, seeing the streaks come in, but Chloe is just easing those worries a little bit. Susano can come in and plenty being thrown over towards Q9. Elevate investing a lot, but they're getting a lot back for it.
Yeah, I just think the subs right now are firing on all cylinders for Elevate, right? Chloe in particular, I think at 12 kills to his name at this point in time, firing through the middle of the map. He'll finally get shut out off the back of a streak, so Elevate now potentially open the door with 20 seconds left on this hard point, but Q9 feels a little bit individual. Mauchi on the trade as well, Yoppie for a couple of kills here. Ton Elevate, they are holding this hard point. This is a notoriously difficult hill to hold.
And they managed to actually lose the spawns, though. Q9 have managed to get a flip there. I know they're not necessarily that sticky, so the rotation over towards next is going to look a little bit better for our Chinese team. But the scoreline for Elevate, about a 20-second lead as we head over now towards P4. Spawns out actually for Elevate over towards the cave side. They're going to have to look at a couple of different directions if you're Q9. They can do with this time, though, because the bleeding is starting to get a little heavier. Yoppie can find a kill to find a way through, and is that going to be the catalyst for Elevate to find their break? Not quite. Q9 have found a way through, but Chloe will get taken down, and it's seemingly going to be Q9 in control.
And the problem for Elevate there is, despite some heroical kills coming through from the likes of Yoppie, Elevate just spawning all the way out on towards Temple side. Q9 got those close letterbox spawns, and now they're able to invest in towards this hard point. This is notoriously difficult to break, especially when Uling is staring you down with the equals.
It's had a quiet game by his standards. Looking to try and step things up here for the team, but everybody is trying to do their jobs. He'll find one on the outside, can't quite get through Chicken Coop. It will be shut down by Oling and trying to find a little bit more as well. But PJ and Susano doing well, 15 seconds to play full Cloud. Just trying to play as sneaky as he can. But it's been back and forth on this hill, but it's been mostly Q9. Elevate trying to find a way through, 10 seconds to go. That's going to be the end of the first rotation, and there is very, very little in this game.
Yeah, 100%. Elevate now just trying to effectively contest things to make things even, but really we're splitting hairs, right? We have a 3-point difference between the two teams. Yeah, this has been a phenomenally close game, incredibly back and forth. 12. Both teams have been able to steal time away from the other on crucial hard points. And now we do go into that second set. Q9 last time around, they were very good at holding that P2 set, but Yoppie wants to break it with the Sparrow.
Managed to find 4 there. Really good job from the side of Elevate to start getting some time in. Honestly, I think if I'm happier of the 2 teams out of the previous rotation of Hills, I was probably going to be the side of Elevate. They were the ones who managed to bring it back after not a great P2, and they're starting to put the pressure over towards P2 now. Elevate trying to find a breakthrough. If you're DJ, you've got to find plenty of Mao Chi. Is going to be there alongside of him. 3 big kills coming on through. Elevate getting time. Q9 still in control of the spot.
Yeah, the idea at the moment here for Elevate is try and make as much distraction as possible through the middle map, of course. You know, you need to draw attention towards the middle of the hard point, and if you can soak time, that's great. You are trying to get players through letterbox to those P2 spawns. They've done it a couple of times already, but they can't get these kills around the back.
Bull's going to find one over towards the backside, and that's the equalizers invested for absolutely everything you want over towards P2. Elevate take the lead. Elevate have the spawns. Q9 are going to have to find a way through. I felt like Nightmare Fuel watching Elevate trying to find their breaks coming through cave. Eventually they find a way through. Are Q9 going to be able to do the same?
And it's so difficult to break. You can do it in a couple of different directions. You can try and flip those temple spawns out. Of course, you can brute force through the front. There isn't that many operators to do so, though. D-Chen, the only one right now for Q9, but there's the kills coming through, and there's the spawn flip.
It's going to come in on the other side as well. Kendi, he can find at least a little bit here with the War Machine. Was just trying to keep them at bay, but it's going to come in on the other side now as well. So Q9 have the opportunity to try and find a way through. 3 kills going to come through from Mao Chi. Cloud will find 2 of his own, and that should be the break. Elevate going to start spawning out, but they'll be here pretty quickly, trying to find a way through cave, but the break is in. Q9 in control.
Cloud has just been that guy, of course. Q9's latest re-addition of the roster, we should say. He's been pivotal to so many different moments. That Death Machine, though, from Mao Chi probably could have been a tad better. Nonetheless, Elevate, excuse me, trying to get in towards the hard point, but Q9 at the moment, they are just burning through them.
I'm trying to find a way through. Both these 2 teams, not quite as strong at the hold as we would like to see. If you the ones that get that rotation over, you love to see a good 60 come through, but both these 2 teams have found a way to find a break. Move over towards P3 last time around. This was just a brilliant hill for Elevate. Not only did they bring themselves back into the game, they brought themselves into the lead. But this time around, it's going to be Q9, the ones initially in control, as the hill will start to pop. The Tempest is out, but you get done by the Sparrow. Yoppie will find 2, Yoppie will find 3, and that's going to be the break for Elevate and some time on the board.
Yeah, I mean, that is the 1-for-1 trade, right? You take a massive operator like the Tempest out of play with your own, and that is everything. So Elevate starting to get a little bit better now on the 1-for-1s with the operators. They have control of the hard point, an opportunity here to really start to gain an advantage in this game.
And straight away after that, we say Uling just completely lose the equalizers, finds very little. His team drop around him, he tries to make the play. It does not work. I think I'm going to go back to something you said early on. It feels a little 1-by-1 from Q9 right now. It feels like they're trying to do everything they can. They need to work as a team. Elevate in control and doing just that. 20 seconds remaining here, over towards P3. The push is going to come through here from Q9. They will not find a way through. Elevate starting to run away with this game.
And now Yoppie has that EMP, so as Q9 start to cycle into their operators, that is going to be an issue. They're going to have to get it done with their gunnies. Something Q9 have been so good at is just basically dumping operators into a hard point, maybe 3 at a time, and gaining a full 60 off the back of it. They can't do that anymore while that EMP's in play.
They'll run out by the time we do get over towards P4 in a few seconds at least. Anyway, the gunfire was coming through from the side of Q9, but they have nothing else to help them. Yoppie will find the break. Elevate seem to have found a different gear from what we've seen last time around, but the kill's starting to fly over towards the side of Q9. They'll find a way through. Elevate not far away.
Oh, the Elevate thought they cleared the hard point, but no, Cloud will stay back in towards the backside. Then he's able to whip out War Machine almost immediately to start raining hellfire down upon Elevate. Now it's Q9 back into the hill.
D-Gen will find 2 on the outside. How on earth have Q9 managed to find that? Cloud gets a way through. Susanna will find 1 with the War Machine, spraying through the smoke, not finding a great deal. And D-Chen, he'll find him, but the nade over the top from Yoppie. That's very solid, as is the gunny. 2, 3 he'll find, but everybody sending everything in the kitchen table at this one. Q9 spawn out, Elevate spawn in. It's still 50-50.
Yeah, that's a great Sparrow, of course. Yoppie getting a bit of a wayward spawn there. Yeah, Elevate spawning on the other side, meaning that Q9 weren't really looking for him, and he will convert for some serious value off the back of that Sparrow. But as we get into the 3rd and final set of this game, Ton, it really does feel like that P3 from Elevate, where they're able to get a ton of time, that has really made the difference. They currently have a substantial advantage, and they've proven they can break those spawns for P2.
The door's being blown wide open. Q9 this time around need to hold P2 just that little bit better. They're starting to lose a couple of gunfights though over towards P1. 45 seconds or so remaining here. Elevate can just about win it at P1. They'll do well to do so though. Q9 finding their way through. These spawns still a little bit flipped, but Elevate will start to get them over towards the backside, but still 40 seconds on P1.
One player being a nuisance, of course, Sid Suling behind enemy lines. They weren't checking for him. Now he is actually going to go back for P1 here, I think, realizing the importance of the 30 seconds of time instead of the importance of the spawn flip. At this point in the game, you have to close that lead.
I mean, if you go away from the first rotation, you have operators that try and help you find that break. They managed to use them very efficiently last time to do so, and they're efficiently getting time over towards P1. Elevate will find a way through, but Q9 have got spawns, 14 seconds to go. D-Chen, he'll find two, and all of a sudden, Mauchi, can he pick up the pieces? Not quite, he will fall. It is fast and frantic to kick off our grand finals in map number 1, and it's getting closer as time goes on. Elevate's still in the lead, but the rotation belongs to Q9.
Q9 in control of P2, a big hard point. Investing now are going to be Elevate. This war machine could be huge. Finds a couple.
And he managed to find a way through. PJ will be the linchpin that just helps him out as well. Spawns are still over towards the backside. So now if you're Q9, you've got a slight pinch potentially on the cards. You can see one kill comes through on the other side. Can everybody else from Q9 start to find a way through? Seemingly not. Elevate in control there, 25 away.
Oh, PJ is here towards the back line. Hunter Killer Drone will go out towards the air. Elevate, they are just 20 seconds away, but the split spawns from Q9. That might disrupt things.
15 seconds or so now. If you're Q9, you got to get going. 30 seconds still to play for here. They will find that break, and this will be valuable time. They're not going to be too far away if they can hold on to the rest of it, and that's what they want to do. Pushing forward is Curly, who can find plenty, but the utility from Elevate is so good. Q9 still in control. Doesn't look like Elevate might be able to find a break, but so much investment having to come through from Q9. Elevate will find a way through. 10 seconds to play for. They can't win it here, but they will be in touching distance by the time we get over towards P3.
Yeah, and Q9 had to set a couple of bodies at that hard point, right? You can't really afford to just give up that time, but Close immediately going to invest the equals in towards this rotation. Players already down. Elevate looking for the final few.
And they managed to find a way through. Inside of the point they go. It pops in 2 seconds. They're finding the gunfights. Kendi finding everybody. Elevate finding map number 1. And the advantage is gone.
In the pre-match segment, it did really feel like kind of small, minute changes to the gameplay style for Elevate, and things will change. I think notably here, Susano and Kendi have been crucial to the success of Search and Destroy for Elevate. If they can start getting those snipes a little bit earlier on in the grounds, they will be perfectly fine.
Q9 on the attacking side to kick things off, and D-Chen will find Kendi almost immediately.
EMP!
So now Q9 have that number advantage. And what are they going to do with it? Well, run with it. In towards B they go. Do they know that Yoppie's here? Yes, they do. But can they do anything about it? If they can find a second, it'll be massive. Yoppie goes huge. Can he find the third? Can he hold it down on his own? D-Chen will have to back down. But he's given his team time to get over. He will eventually fall on his sword. But damage done. 3v2 for Q9.
Oh boy, and it gets worse as well, doesn't it? What looks so positive by way of Yoppie in this round has fallen very much apart. Now Susano, in behind enemy lines, has to penetrate a site that is so difficult to do so. If anybody can do it, it's him, but he's already made his position known.
Watch out!
Needed to catch somebody off guard and then somehow find another. But still very difficult. 1 versus 3, it's not possible. Never mind. You come around the corner and kind of counteracts that idea. But the win will come through. Yoppie did really well, but the rest of Elevate find themselves coming over, and Q9 are well aware. They're set up already and waiting for them.
Yeah, I think at least one player there in that situation kind of got caught out in the middle of the map on the rotation, and the others, I think one was taking a really long time. I think it was Sudana, the last one out alive. And then, of course, towards the backline as well. Elevate just did not get that fast enough to help out Yoppie. So, despite the heroic play, did not go their way. In this round, though, what I wanted to see happen has already done so. Susana with the first blood, but it's already been neutered.
Yeah, they've put a lot of pressure in over towards this A side. Ling, he can find one, but Kendi will take him down, but everything's starting to get traded around the corner. Curly will be the one to fall, sorry. Ling continues to survive. Munchie just nowhere near where Elevate may well think, and you just don't expect PJ to be there either. Reads him like a buck, and all of a sudden Ling is left now in a 1 versus 2.
That's got to be the sprint or something. Mauchi to be heard in that situation. Newling's only real choice here is the fact that you can get that bomb down. If you can bring this down to a 1 versus 1, that would be huge as well, but they're coming from different angles.
Reads one. But there's the bait. Is it going to be the switch? Yes, it is. PJ finds a few in that round and evens the odds almost immediately for Elevate. Nice round from them. They find the first blood that time and then find the round on the back of it.
Yeah. Big kill from PJ as well to take Mauchi out in that moment. That would have been a disastrous position if PJ would have gone down. Elevate able to hold the 2v1. Now, this round, first blood, big again. This time, it's Mauchi who's going to win it. And that's a big play to take on the board, because now you have less coverage inside the B site. It's going to force PJ to play a little bit more defensively over towards B instead of towards the middle of the map.
Can you find a pick through the middle of the map, though? That's what you're going to be asking if you're Kendi. Backs down, but here come Q9 straight through the middle of the map. Chloe will find Curly. They keep getting aggressive and Elevate. They're ready and waiting for it. Cloud was able to find Kendi. 4 versus 3. As Q9 still make their way over towards B. They do actually have control of that site if they wish, but Elevate are not far away. It might be just a bit of a war of attrition here. As you know, it's a little bit more difficult to defend from the mid side, but they're kind of setting themselves up well. Susano, though, will catch Cloud on the cross, and that makes planting this bomb just a little more difficult.
If you could get inside the bar, that would be everything here. Bomb's going down, so you're not going to stop it through the wallbang, but if you can get inside the bar, you can wallbang the back of the site. That's what you want first.
Do they have the read on where really the first line of defense is? That's going to be Oling. Susano Charles over towards that side and baits him in. Mauchi will take him down. And I think they got the call. PJ is back there as well. No need to challenge. Owling will hold down mid doors. And all of a sudden, PJ is left now in a 1 versus 3 impossible situation. Q9, 2-1.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised there that Susano swung so wide with actually checking for a potential player like Mauchi in that situation. But yeah, I mean, really that kind of all falls apart by way of the fact that Yoppie fell almost immediately, right? You take a player out of the B site like that, it forces PJ to play close to the B site instead of in the middle of the map. Domino effect, Kendi has to play close to the middle of the map and makes himself exposed. A House of Cards all comes down. Q9, big round for them. This is aggressive from them. This is something we've seen a lot of.
Once again, can they manage to find this open and break? But Kendi is going to be the one this time. That was over towards the B side, though, so they've given a little bit of control over towards A, but the reinforcements are on their way. D-Channel trying to find a pick, and if you're Q9, do you reevaluate this push?
Yeah, I mean, there's already a lot of Elevate forces over here, right? So it's just like, why would you even bother at this point? You are going to leave one player to try and keep something going in this situation. Maybe catch any players that are trying to do anything cheeky, but in the middle of the map, that is a beautiful reposition coming up from Kendi, because now not only do you find a frag, you have the information that they are at the very least trying to make their way over towards B.
How much information was gained, though? Do they know that D-Chen is here? No, they don't. Cole will get taken down. Lines it up perfectly. And now all of a sudden, if you're Elevate, are you scrambling a little bit? Shots being fired across the board. If you... Oh my god, he nearly collapsed them. D-Chen's going to get away. And here comes Curly. This is all on D-Chen. It's broken A open, all on his own. Continues to survive, eventually will fall on his sword. 2 versus 2.
Yeah, D-Chen opens the door for Curly to get in through another line of sight. Elevate distracted, now down to a 2v2, as you say. All of it down from one area. Curly and Olin, they've picked their battle stations. They've picked their lines of sight.
They'll be hearing them.
And they will be hearing them.
And it goes out to try and slow things down on the push up the stairs, but that's not where they're coming from. Owling did see the push on the other side, but is he going to wait for the other player to find a way through? He doesn't need to peek it, but he will, and Yoppie will be dealt with. Kendi will find one. Does the trade find its way? Curly gets it 3-1 to Q9. And that's a round. It doesn't feel like they should have won, but D-Chen finds it with a little bit of a route, finds the pick, finds a second, it opens up the bomb site.
Yeah, that's just one of those right there where you just turn the attention of basically the entire team off the back of one kill. That's the nature of fast-paced Call of Duty Mobile, folks. D-Chen wins the round effectively for Q9. It's once again an aggressive push in towards A. I wonder how much information you've got here if you're a Clo. You die, but I think now you have that info, and that is a real unfortunate one, son.
Yeah, PJ trying to find the flank, and they actually just got super aggressive over towards the A side as soon as they seen Clo. He was marked for death, and Q9 will find him. 5 versus 3 in their favor now, looking really good on this attacking side. As mentioned, these two did play up against each other on this map, specifically in the winners final. It was a 7-3 scoreline for Q9. We're heading in that direction once more. Pushing over towards B. Starting to formulate. D-Chen just having a little bit of a shoulder throw. Yoppie will find Oling, though. 4 versus 3, making it doable, very doable. 3 versus 3. Susano will find one. Bomb will just about find its way down, though. And Q9 will invite Elevate to try and come and defuse it.
And that is that spot right there, right? You can shoot through the shelves, get a player off the back of the bomb, but now it is a 3 versus 3. They know at the very least that there won't be a player towards that exact spot, because there's no way they try that.
Who's the tip of the spear? Who will find the penetration? It's going to be Yoppie that finds a way through. Susano will find one onto Curly, but it's going to be turned around. Q9, can they get it done? Susano left in a 1 versus 1 against Mauchi. Misses the shots, 15 seconds. Mauchi with the rechal. And Q9 in a commanding position at the 5. A stressful round for both these two teams, but it's Q9 who come out on top.
Susano thought that maybe Mauchi was weak enough that he would not shell that in that situation. Maybe he'd go back for a regen. He had 15 seconds on the clock, so both players had time to play with. But no, Mauchi calls his bluff. 4-1 now. Util through the middle of the map early on in towards this round. Not that much information really gained from either team. I think really the only information going up from either side at the moment is that Q9 here in this situation are looking for it.
Well, Susano's been tagged up the noise here. If you can find anything out of this, it is a huge, huge bonus, but he should be dead to rights, and is. Kenny will fall to Oling as well. And now all of a sudden, Q9 have a little bit of control over towards this side. They have plenty of bodies, and Elevate are on their way over to try and stop the inevitable happening. And this bomb's going to go down, and Q9 are a commanding position to take a 5-1 lead at the half.
The bomb has been planted.
And Elevate, I mean, they're kind of reduced to juvenile tactics, right? You got to shoot through the wall with the PKM and try and get some freebies to get back into the site, because a 3v5, it's incredibly difficult to retake, and now you're starting to deal with some creative plays from Q9 as well. They got up the ante. BJ
trying to find a way through. Elung will be the first point of contact around this corner. Who's going to fall? It's everybody on Elevate. It is a clean round. They'll find a 5-1 lead at the half. And 5 players on Q9 survived that round, and Elevate could do absolutely nothing to stop it. It's a wonderful attacking half out of the side of Q9. They move over towards the defensive side. What can Elevate produce?
I think Elevate has to do something creative. That's exactly what we get off the top.
Oh my god, straight away, we're just absolutely scrapping down the outside, and Q9 have blown them off the face of Coastal. Kendi left in his spawn all on his own. He's just thinking, where the hell have my team gone?
Oh, Kendi. This has to be spectacular. It might be. Oh, no. You thought for a second,
no,
maybe he can. Yeah, there's a microsecond in there for sure. But yeah, I mean, that is a phenomenal round from Q9, right? I think both teams, right, Elevate, they need something like that. They need something really aggressive off the start to get something going in this S&D. Q9 read that perfectly and make the exact counter call. And now they're just one round away from blowing this out in an indomitable fashion than the upper bracket final was.
Elevate trying to find some sort of lifeline in this search and destroy. PJ may well just give them one. Archie will fall. He's been just a right pain in the backside, hasn't he? 9 kills already to him. PJ will find another as well. He's doing fantastic work. Over towards this B side, and it's actually players from Q9 getting too aggressive over towards him. Keldick's going to get caught by Kendi as well. And Elevate have the whole of B under their control. This will be a very difficult round for Q9 to win, but Owling will find one at the cloak, makes it a 4 versus 2.
And that's what I love about Q9, right? They're so reactive. This is something that benefited them earlier in Coastal Search and Destroy in the upper bracket final. You know, you lose a couple of players. All right, cool, let's go on hunting, trying to take on a 2v1, even a 2 versus 2 to get something in our favor. Now there's a 2 versus 1 that at least makes this more manageable. Now the next task feels really gigantic, doesn't it? Because you have to penetrate the B site, all positions watched here by Elevate.
DJ just trying to throw some shoulders, just trying to gain some information. Elevate are giving them very, very little. Finds a way through. Susano's going to be watching this cross. You need to find something. You need to find somebody napping. Dichen can find 2. Does get himself inside of the side, but 2 players left alive. It was always going to be difficult. The trades are there. 6-2 now. It's Elevate. Potentially make this a little more interesting. Be some comeback if they manage it here, Brody, but 6-2 down is not a scoreline you feel confident about.
There's that information off the start. Util through the middle of the map here. It's aggressive once again from Elevate. This is what they wanted to do earlier on. They just have to find the first bloods, and well, they don't deal with the same kind of aggression from Q9 here.
Tundra is out here from Susano. Not expecting the push to come through. Oling can find 2. Kenny will find one back though. 3 versus 3. Bomb going down. Can Mochi stop it? You dare lift your head. Here come the rest of Q9. Actually, no, they're just not even waiting on Mochi. They're just sending it onto the site. And Oling puts the nail in the coffin of the search and destroy. And Q9 find themselves back in the lead. Crucial one.
Big map to keep them in the conversation. You lose this map, you're 3-1 down in a best of 7, and the next one up on the docket is Summit Hardpoint. So Elevate, It feels like do or die time, doesn't it? It's time for the Garena boys to get things going, and it will be Q9 starting things on the defense here. Elevate have almost immediately swung themselves over towards B, and there's their trademark smokes.
Let's see if they can find something nice and quickly to extend that time. Just give themselves plenty of an opportunity to get a hold of A. It's been a decent enough start, though. Kendi will find a couple, and Susano does well as well. Control there over towards the B side. Cole will find 2 as well. This is a really nice start from Elevate. 2 ticks already in their fifth.
Elevate faced with a choice now. Second tick already through. Oh, they did leave 1 player behind enemy lines. Yeah, Uling was being a constant nuisance, and he converts for 2. The third's not there, but he makes the player weak enough that Mauchi can get that kill, and Uling makes a perfect play. I really thought that Elevate were going to hunt him down, but still, they just leave him.
And the thing is, they didn't necessarily hunt him down, and Uling just waited. I'm watching him on the minimap just sit around and wait for the rest of his team to collapse through Laundry, and it is a clean sweep over towards the B side for Q9. They are down the lives. 2 ticks for Elevate to kick things off here as well. It's far from a disaster. It's actually no disaster at all. You're going to get a hold of B. You've got a life advantage. They find a way back through. Could have been maybe a little bit cleaner. We'll add a minute to that minute, and we have now 2 minutes, if you're quick at maths, to head over towards this A side. Lives still relatively close, but Elevate have a good amount of map control, and that's important. If you are Q9, you've got somebody on the flank, and that can maybe cause some problems, but a brilliant start for the Elevate side.
Now you're looking to make that transition happen. You are ahead by lives at this point, and well, there's the big kills. That's really unfortunate. Close, the last one left alive, and he gets wiped as well. I literally was at the start of the sentence and Yoppy dies. I was gonna say, if you're Yoppy, try to play your life as much as possible, but he reveals himself inside the money window and is now dead. And Q9 now have yet another secret weapon behind enemy lines. It was Uling before, now it's D-Chen. He's about to cause some carnage.
You can find 1, 2. It's a massive bonus, but good trade comes through from Klo. Drops down, takes him out, but information gained. They know they're going to be pushing through the B side, and all of a sudden Q9 have converged over towards this side of the map. 10 versus 10. That life deficit that Q9 had to make up. They managed that pretty quickly, and they've got a little bit more map control. Once again, Elevator heading over towards this B side, and once again, Cloud is there to try and shut it down. 8 versus 9. We're going to go down to lives, and it's going to start to get a little more tense. Both these 2 teams can start to slow it down. It's an 8v8 with 50 seconds to go.
Q9 have pushed up through that pool side as well. To Elevate, their only option here is to flank, and Yoppy, he's already invested.
Sparrow's out, trying to find it through the money window. It's not an easy shot, even with the arrows that explode in front of their faces. Oling will find something. He's brought out the equalizer, finds absolutely nothing. 5v4 in favor of Elevate, and everything being brought in now. Susano gonna make it a 4 versus 3 as Mauchi will find something. 25 seconds to go. He knows where Mauchi is. Susano just burning everything he can towards him, and also Cloud. He'll take him down. An Elevate have clutched up unless T-Chen. Can he find the 1 versus 4? The first has been dealt with. The second, third, and fourth are capturing A. Smokes are down. It's an impossible scenario for T-Chen here. He does have the War Machine if he finds another. This could be tempting. And it's very tempting. It's very tempting indeed. But Klo will pull the Tempest and make sure it happens. Elevate, find round number 1.
That is a 50-50 decision on that War Machine. You make it. And in any other situation when you pull that out, you get the chargebacks. You're going to get that out. He shot a bullet or a pellet or whatever goes in the War Machine. He shot one. It's a grenade. He shot one. So he's not going to get that back for a hot minute. But guess who does have one? It's Kendi. And that's going to force Q9 almost immediately to one of the points instead of down the middle of the map.
And I think the only positive for Q9 in that situation is that the Tempest came out as well from Elevate. So you kind of take it on the chin, but it's do or die in moments like this. Kendi finding plenty with his War Machine. D-Chen will find something through the middle of the map as well. The kills falling their way. Q9, oh my god, D-Chen! Susano will fall as well. Not a 4th, not quite. PJ stops that in its tracks, and then, well, gets stopped in his tracks as well. Tempest is out here from the side of Curl. He's starting to get aggressive over towards this A side. A little bit of kitchen control. They've got a hold of A. 2 ticks are in. And they may well get this one on the board nice and early. Shots going to start coming through. Curly trying to survive over towards the money side, but a lot of damage done by Q9 over towards A.
Yeah, that's the key thing for me right now, is you've already got a lot of progression over by towards A. You can now actually follow that up with more as well. As long as someone just immediately jumps on the point here, this should be done. Somebody please get on the point. Yeah, they're about to for sure. And Elevate, I think, have also kind of resigned themselves to just giving up that point for the most part. They've sent Yoppy. That's all the investment they've made. PJ, on the other hand, is also going to clear out over towards the other side. He actually might be able to stop this potentially. Nope, never mind. A is gone. At the very least, he can get some exit frags here.
Annihilator out though, he can put the squeeze on, but only finds a couple. T-Chen will find something over towards the B side though. Curly with the Hunter Killer. And now Mao-Chi's got his Annihilator out as well. Q9 smell blood in the water, and this has been a very clean round from them. B now on the cards. Kilo, he's going to get taken down. Mao-Chi, we've seen this before. Kenny will find one. Mao-Chi now trying to even the odds. Plenty of players here for Q9. B is underway.
You got to go as well. You got to run headfirst into this Annihilator. You don't have much of a choice. Yoppie will find two. First tick already through though. And Elevate, they will be able to hold it here, Tud. So Q9 now. 6 lives up, 90 seconds on the clock. They have time, they've got strats to work with. Elevate have to be careful about how fast they throw themselves at Q9. I know that they're known for it, but they do have to slow the tempo down by quite a significant amount.
We're failing this mission.
Cloud trying to find something through the middle of the map, and I think if you're Q9 now, just try not to over-invest here. You want to try and get this done as cleanly as possible there. The trades will go your way. 12 versus 6. Being not underway just yet, but you've got plenty of time. They're not panicking yet. Still just starting to trade these kills, and trades work perfectly for Q9. That doesn't though. Susanna can find 2. A third would be monumental, but in towards B we go. Curly is here.
Oh, Curly, only going to take a trade though. That's enough. You're opening the door now with 45 seconds, but 3 on the board here. Elevate, now they're back in. Cloud's going to get the DM out to try and swing the favor.
Has to. He has to find something in absolutely nothing. Susanna goes off. How have Elevate pulled this one back? I was talking about it as if it was done and dusted. But Yoppie now with the Sparrow out. The investment comes through. Susanna could not have done more. A 4 versus 2. Still plausible for Q9, but time is starting to tick. T-Chen, Ling, just trying to find whatever they can. Yoppie waiting at the top of the stairs and kicks Ling down them. And T-Chen is wondering, where are Elevates and where the hell has that round gone? Elevate find it 2-0.
Another 1v4 for D-Chen on the cards, and it's swiftly taken away from him.
Massive moment.
A huge moment.
Massive
and
moment.
You got to give a lot of love to Susano, because he's been part of 2 key moments here, really, for Elevate being 2-0 up. Of course, back in round number 1, the double DM kill play really opened the door for Elevate to get back into that round, and then in this one, stopping Cloud with his own DM. Swinging the lives back in their favor. Susano, better give that big boy a hug after this. Q9 now looking to get back into this control. Hunter Killer drone out towards A. It looks like Elevate, they want to send their players in that direction, but they have to get some more kills.
Feels like almost an air of frustration now from Q9, because they've had chances to win both of these rounds, and all of a sudden, they're 2-0 down. Elevate investing and trying to invest wisely with a bit of kitchen control. Yoppie will find T-Chen, but he gets taken down, so that's an operator just completely out the window. Q9 very happy with that. Trying to get a little bit more control, but Elevate in a good position through the mid-map.
Absolutely are. Elevate are trying to get through this pool side, though. I don't think they particularly care about what's happening in the map. They're trying to force this. The problem is getting a player outside the money window is extremely difficult. Not when Curly actually nades themselves. He flies out. That's going to make things awkward. Mao-Chi, though, with the cross is going to make a player weak.
They find the angle, trying to as best he can, but he's got teammates to help him. Doesn't seem to matter. Yoppie will find that kill. They should be able to get rid of Clone, and they do. Q9 looking like a little bit more decisive. Finding the kills when they really do need to, and this is looking like no ticks for the side of Elevate if they're not careful. They're going to default and head over towards the B side. They get rid of Ruling as well, so that's potentially on the cards. T-Chen trying to survive. He can find one. Kills coming through in the middle of the map as well, and Cloud and Co. trying to stop this happening over towards B.
15 seconds on the board here. PJ trying to get the reinforcements out. And now you just got to deal with one more player. The thing that Q9 have consistently done is try to be a nuisance behind enemy lines. PJ's dealing with the reinforcements, so that player, he needs to find some serious value here. Q9, if you're going to try and take him out from behind, you got to do it now. And Cloud's now on the run.
He gets taken out. There was no help to the team, and PJ is doing everything he can. That's 4 kills, 4 shots. Predator missiles on its way in. B potentially on the cards. Elevate just seem to be pulling these rounds out of absolutely nothing. Mao-Chi now over towards B, and he will slow them down. And with 5 seconds to go, it's still going to be difficult, but Elevate making it very hard for Q9 to close these rounds out. Curly is just forced to actually bring in the Tempest. With no seconds to go, they've got to tick over towards the A side. They've got 1 player left there. They should surely get rid of him. There's 1 player just surviving over towards A. Is he going to actually extend the time here for your PJ? Felt like an eventuality for a long, long time that Q9 would get a hold of that. But Elevate, they just do not say die.
You know what? It is hilarious, isn't it, that PJ's response to that situation, let's just throw a smoke down and cause some chaos around the A zone.
Just buying time, right?
Just buying time. It's just what Elevate do best. They are the smoke team for sure. How about a nade team? 5 nades straight across the button here. Elevate, they've got a EMP ready to go, but they have to use it well.
That could be huge. Now people find a kill to kick things off, not just a kill, 3 of them in the middle of B. Curly and T-Chen falling to his sword.
Be advised, hostile
Q9 now going to have to default and head back over towards A. Elevate with a brilliant start.
I think regarding that EMP here, you want to use it in a situation where you've got the map control, you've got the opportunity to really close out the round and this game, prevent Q9 from stopping you with any of their operators. Elevate, starting to get their players up the board here. There's that EMP. Q9, they've got operators, but they are being chained behind their wrists right now. Only 1 player remaining on Q9. Elevate, they're starting to really drill the screws in.
Really good work here by Elevate, combining well together. Cloud will find Pseudo, and Q9 will answer back to this. For all that Elevate find a great deal of resource, a great deal of map control. They lose it almost immediately. Uling will turn around, he'll get rid of Susano, and all of a sudden, he can start to get moving on this attacking side. Uling starting to get kitchen control, and he wants a little bit more. Into money we go. And he can start to hold this down. The rest of his team need to do their job around the outside. They are doing it. A control looking like it's going Q9's way.
Oh boy, at the very least you take Uling out of the play, but now the problem is you're about to lose A, and you have to face that question for Elevate. All right, look, we've got a 4-life advantage. How much do we actually want to invest in this? We could also cycle into our operators ourselves. They are at the very least going to send a couple of players, perhaps to get some exit frags, but I feel like A might well be gone.
Actually send a player down the driveway to deal with any players who are starting to push up into the spawn trap that potentially could come on the way. Cloud gets taken down almost immediately. Now Close starting to get aggressive. Mauchi waits on him. 10 versus 15. Elevate trying to squeeze as best they can, but they may well have to back up now as Q9 find a couple of kills and find a route out.
Elevate have settled out for the defense of B. 6 life differential here. Q9 down to their final 9, and again, that ever-present threat of a mountain of operators is still on the cards. 4 in the armory. And Q9, they are just taking their time. Worth saying again, something to keep in mind here is the fact that if Q9 continue to take their time, Elevate are also going to cycle into operators of their own. So this could be an operator bloodbath for both of the teams with 55 on the clock.
The team that needs it is Q9. Elevate in the lead. They will not have to pull the trigger if they just can defend. But Q9 may well throw plenty at them. Sparrow's out, just trying to close down some angles. Is that maybe a little bit of a waste from Yoppie? You can see Q9 starting to bring in plenty as well. Uling will fall. Not too sure if he brought anything in, but everything else has been brought in. Mauchi doesn't find a great deal here with the Annihilator, but the War Machine and the Death Machine are both out. Yoppie with his final Sparrow will find the pick. And now Kendi can start to bring it in. It's a hard task for Q9.
You really wanted more value out of that DM from Cloud, didn't you? And you don't get anything from the War Machine either. And now you just got to do it with your gunnies.
They can't find a way through. It's been an exemplary performance here on Raid for now. 3 versus 7 though. And is there maybe a way back through? Curly, Tempest, Nade, Cloud's dead. And that may well be it now. You could have done with that extra body even with a Tempest in hand. This is an impossible scenario. Finds 2, finds 3, and will get traded. Elevate, find the control width. And it really is going to come down to these final few maps. Hardpoint Summit is where we go. We've been here before. Both these two teams have faced off on this map multiple times. They've juked it out. Nobody is necessarily the favorite, I would say, but Q9 as of recent just about found it. Can they repeat what we've seen in the winners bracket final? But either way, after this map, somebody will be on championship point. Which way will Summit go to determine who that is?
This has been a phenomenal grand final so far, folks, and we hope that continues here in towards this Summit. P1, Mixie, as ever, we're expecting these guys to go back and forth here. Susano starting off hot already, Ton. He's a player that we've been talking a lot about in this series. Uling, another one, and he finds 3 right off the bat. He's looking to do more damage.
I mean, this man is just the Reaper of Summit. Every single time we're on board with him, it's 2, 3, 4 kills. But then Kendi says, yeah, I can actually do that as well. There's 3 that will fall his way. Mauchi trying to control over towards the top side. The rest of Q9 back on their way through, but Elevator found a way in.
Don't expect Elevate to walk away with a mountain of time here unless you get that perfect setup, players up top, and also towards the point. Your HSOs have to be on point, and Kendi right now, alongside PJ and Yoppie, somebody's definitely picked one up off the ground, looking for all of the kills there. Seems to be getting them for the most part here. Finally, though, a wave of blue in the feed, and even that doesn't really last a long time. I was saying, I don't expect Elevate to get a ton of time off this hill. This is a wealth of time to be getting on a contested hill such as P1 here on Summit.
Yeah, 5 seconds remaining. You're soaking it all up if you're Elevate. Just touching over towards 35, 36 points before we even head over towards P2. You take those all day long. Q9, I know they're on the side of the map they'd rather be on, but I think they'd rather be getting some time. And they'll start doing that very shortly over towards P2, you'd like to think. You see all the players just trying to jump in and from the over the top, trying to just find some angles, and these angles are being found by Elevate. They're starting to find plenty more kills. Q9 will answer back. Spawn's been fought over, but who's going to be in control of the point? Nobody just yet. Curly trying to survive, finding the kills. He's done so well to break that open. Q9 find a way.
Yeah, the good news here for Elevate is that they have managed to flip those spawns, and now they can actually focus on jumping in towards a hard point and stealing time away from Q9. They also have to be careful, though, about players potentially coming behind enemy lines, so it is going to be a player number 4 there, D-Chen, drawing the attention. Yoppie towards the hard point, though. He at least steals away 5 to 10 seconds there, being a nuisance, but ultimately, Q9, they still maintain control.
20 seconds to go here, and actually the equalizer's already out from Klo. He's found 2 on this transition over towards P3. It's a little bit of a mixy one, to be honest. A couple of different players have found ways through, but it's ultimately Elevate who will clean house. Tempest out here and completely wasted. I don't know, likes of PJ and Co. A lot being invested here for both these two teams. It's Elevate who've come out on top. They've got the spawns and just about have the lead.
Early ops invested here from Elevate. Q9 closed the margin down to 3. And now it's these early kills that really do matter. Q9 will continue to spawn close here, so you have to find some value. When these ops dry out, though, I wonder if Q9 are going to fire back with some ops of their own. This might be it.
Yep, that's going to be it. Tempest will find its way through in the hands of Curly. He'll find 3. Player still behind him as well. Susano continue to survive. Actually, I think he's got a little bit of reinforcement come through. You need to be able to deal with him, because all of a sudden you get one good spawn, you bring an operator, you can find the break. There's still a player back there, and he's going to be the one to maybe try and find something. It was Kendi. He finds one. He's going to continue to survive, but the rest of his team can't find the kills. Kendi will fall. Q9 found a break, and they have 25 seconds on offer.
And it was legitimately what I said, Ton. You know, Elevate, they kind of almost immediately exhausted their operators in towards this hard point, and then you saw Curly and D-Chen come out with the Tempest and the War Machine. They find 5 between them. They wipe Elevate off the face of the earth, and now we go in towards the next hard point. Elevate, they lost a lot of time on that hard point. They will barely keep things close, but still, huge hill for Q9. Now we go into the next hill, and they're already starting to fight for those spawns.
I mean, at least Elevate made it a little bit difficult for them, you know, with the spawns over towards the backside. They survived as long as they could, but just weren't able to find the kills to formulate and break. Oh, Ling, though, he's doing really well at doing that, though. They managed to find the push already through towards this backside. Elevate were the first ones here, and Q9 have found a way through.
Q9 now going to be in for the time. Back spawns now under lock and key. PJ now just deciding, right, we're just going to fight this one from the front if we possibly can, but you've just got to get through the operators, and that has been the difference maker for Q9. They continue to find value off the back of them.
Wonderful stuff from Q9, and once again, looking like that team on Summit that we were expecting to see. D-Chen now towards his backside. Elevate still with the back spawns, trying to find a way through. It seemingly have they? Not quite. Yes, they have. Cloud will get taken down, but everybody else on their way up the ice side. 20 seconds to play for here. It's time that Elevate would really like, considering how the spawns have worked, considering the rotations they've found. They haven't found that much value.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Again, you get away from gunfights, you get them back towards the hard point, but almost immediately Q9 will break you. And I'm kind of surprised there that Elevate didn't really even pull out the Tempest in that situation. PJ had it in the back pocket, ready to go. Maybe would have liked to have seen that one just to keep Elevate in the conversation for that heal. But as we go into the second set here, Ton, Q9, 20-point advantage. And now we're back to where towards Elevate managed to get 40 points in the first set.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. Elevate are finding themselves behind and had a 30-point lead after one hill. So it tells you the story of how well Q9 have done over the next couple of hills, and you find very, very little there if you're Curly. Claw will take him down. Everybody else on their way through. Elevate trying to get themselves back inside of the point. Q9 doing their best to keep them out of it. A little bit more mixy over towards P1 this time out.
This is what you want to see. Double investment coming out from Elevate. We talk about that desperation point for teams here on Summit. Feels like Elevate might have already reached it. They do not want to fall behind Q9, so whipping out a couple of operators is good, but you need to find a little bit more value from that, especially if the follow-up from Q9 is like this, because they're currently running through them.
It's just so hard for Elevate to answer back. The shotguns here singing for the side of Q9. Kendi can find an answer, but right now the questions are being posed by Q9. Rotation looking fantastic over towards the next hill. Mauchi has just found 5 out of absolutely nothing. And they're starting to be working on the operators as we head over towards P2 and start thinking about P3. It's a nice, healthy lead for the side of Q9.
Yeah, Q9, that lead at this kind of game is everything. A 40-point advantage to Elevate. They need to fight back. Last time around, they did a really good job at flipping the spawns out in their favor and taking time away from Q9. This time, they're having to fight through the hard point. They're investing 4 operators, 2 already down. Elevator's operators, I mean, Kendi finds a couple of kills, but they just haven't been as effective as they normally are.
Kendi might have just said, hold my beer, because there's 4 kills for you, Brody. War Machine is out. But you're right, we need to see a little bit more from Elevate in that sense, but trying to do as best as he can is Kendi. D-Chen will find plenty. Kendi is still going here, by the way. Finds 2. Is he going to find the spin? Oh my goodness. It's PJ who finds his way through. Elevate now kind of in control of the hill, but the spawns over towards P3 are going to be important. Kendi may well have just wiped 2 of them off the map. Great job here from the side of Elevate to try and bring themselves back into it.
Wow, Kendi off the back of that War Machine. Never mind, I apologize, Elevate gods, because Kendi off the back of that spree has brought Elevate back into the conversation here. EMP now on the cards potentially for the rotation towards the next hill, but it is Q9 in control, and you did exhaust all of your operators on the old hard point. So this is difficult. Q9 have control. Elevate, you gotta find a way to flip these spawns out now.
I mean, are you gonna maybe potentially throw this EMP in now to try and stop the bleeding? Curly just spraying the Tempest. It's a little bit late for that. Q9 in control. One player's managed to find a way through on Ice side, and kills will be found through the middle of the map. Q9 though set up, and they're dug in deep in these trenches. Oling, he's found an angle, he's found a flank, he can't find Klo. Everybody else from the side of Q9 doing well enough to keep Elevate at bay, but they're within touching distance here, Brody. It's not out of contention to try and get a hold of this hill.
You've still got to steal time away. You cannot let this time go to Q9. The EMP's out, so Q9 not the very least going to have any operators to play with here, but Elevate now fighting from the back time. 20 seconds worth fighting for. Mauchi gets traded out, but Q9 with those back spawns, they are going to keep spawning here and keep causing problems for Elevate. That's the big issue. You can fight from the front if you want to, but you can't do anything unless you get rid of those spawns.
If Elevate could have stopped them getting around 20 seconds or so there, then you take that as a small win. But Q9 get the majority of the time, and now we're on our races all the way over towards P3. Elevate are going to be here and set up. Once again, one player actually spawns out. One player's actually spawning over towards the old hill. Now starting to set up a pinch. Elevate have set themselves up here. You need to find some good time over towards P4.
Yeah, it feels like they haven't really been very efficient with that time. Oh, PJ, that's not good. And now Q9, they're knocking.
Oh my god, have they managed to find a way through once again? Every single time the question has been asked, Ling and Co are finding a way through, in control of the hard point, finding the kills. PG in the next one, chopping up potentially, but 3 kills just come in just like that from Elevate. Still trying to find something down this ice side, but the color spawns are there for Q9. They've broke 200 points. There's 30 seconds to play for it, people.
Is Ling like a professional runner or something? This guy's just running around the map and he's getting kills while doing it as well. Keeping the streak active, he single-handedly clears enough space for his team to get control and will almost immediately bring that Predator missile down from the heavens as well. The lead very much out of hand now. Ton Elevate, they are fighting for scraps. And you're fighting to stay in the game here. You are a god knows amount down in this game. You have to start getting something going.
65 seconds or so behind. I'll do the maths for you, Brody. Kendi and Co, you need to start get going right now. P1 control was so good for them. Remember, they've got 150 points. They found 36 of them in that very first hill. They need to do something like that again. Ling and Mauchi starting to warm up into this series, though. It was a little bit of a start for the Emperor himself, but right now Curly and Co are carrying the load as well. The Tempest is out. Q9 want to end it here at P1.
25 seconds, they could well do it, and it's the shotguns that have been paramount here for Q9. 41 from the Emperor. Cloud also on 30, the newest addition, or re-addition I should say, to the Q9 roster, and they are pooping right now on Elevate. They're 15 seconds away from being on match and championship point.
10 seconds away for the side of Q9 and 20 seconds to play for here over towards P1. If you're Elevate, you've got to find a way through, but all I see in the kill feed is death after death after death for Elevate. Q9 are 1 map away. It is. We're over on our way to Crossfire. One of the very first maps I ever played in any Call of Duty game, so it really does belong in my heart, and I would love to see it potentially end on this one for very personal reasons. But other than that, it's been a map that Q9 took away in their previous matchup. Can they do it again to be crowned champions?
Q9, they will want to come out the gate swinging in this one. They want to try and get control of A as quickly as possible, and I think crucially get rid of Elevate. Those players pushed all the way forward. You've already done so against one inside Clo, but as long as PJ can maintain his position, even if they do lose A, it at the very least prevents that swing straight across B, and now you've lost that key power player, and Elevate, well, they're slowly having to deal with the progression that Q9 have made.
It's decent progression though. They'll take it all day long. Elevate not necessarily in the worst of positions. One player trying to make a little bit of a push, and then that is going to be PJ. He's got a little bit of a hand here as well. Cannot find a way through. Q9 have been forced off by everybody else on the side of Elevate. Lives dead even, but 2 ticks nearly underway over towards this A side.
Q9 holding onto it really close here. Elevate, they're getting those players forward, but they're not actually doing anything to try and stop it. Yoppie is trying to fight for positioning as opposed towards the point, and he's lost said positioning now as well. So now you feel with 50 seconds on the clock here, Q9 surely now going to focus here on trying to get control once again and just get the point done.
Slow and steady seems to be winning the race right now, but Yoppie, he's trying to find the kills. He's got PJ alongside of him. The deadly duo here with the HS. Are they able to continue to find these kills? They're forcing Q9 back, but it's a huge nade from Mao-Chi. Close there to maybe just try and stop the bleeding, but that should be A gone.
Felt like Elevate there, playing a game of whack-a-mole for the longest period of time, right? Getting themselves back in towards that A building over and over again as soon as Q9 had removed them. But yeah, you're right. Double nade from Mao-Chi finally clears enough space here that they can make that transition happen and they don't have to worry about anybody inside A building anymore. Elevate, they know that. They are stacked up in towards B and bottom X. You do not want to lose those positions if you want to hold on towards map control.
Next wave of gunfights are going to be massive. European core positioned. Cloud trying to find something on the other side of the map, but Mao-Chi will open things up with a kill onto Susano. Cloud nearly got across to the other side, but Kendi shuts him down. Can you manage to continue to find kills? Don't you Q9? Yes, you can. They broke through over towards B. Elevate, need back that control.
And now you're in panic mode as well because Q9 are going to push up the map here. You've got Curly pushed as far up as possible. He's going to look for players from Elevate coming off the spawn.
Susano managed to find a kill on the cross, but Owling is there to pick up the pieces. 9 versus 10 in favor of Q9. Q9 are also the ones who are capturing the point. Elevate need to get back onto it. They're going to start to make their move, and Kendi, he's gotten absolutely massive with the pistol. He's managed to find 2, 7 versus 7.
Yeah, Curly's gone down, and the balls have come down as well. Q9 removed from the point.
Yoppie brings out the Sparrow. He may well just want to put a pin in this one, but 5 ticks immediately over towards the side of Q9, who have the time to back it on up. 7 lives remaining out for Elevate, who have just about leveled the playing field here as far as map control goes, but 7 versus 4 is huge.
Q9. They have operators ready to go. Yuling going to start things off, and I wonder now with that kill, maybe they think, hey, this is a good idea right here. Mao-Chi's ready to go. Hunter Killer drone out in the air, but it doesn't get anything on the landing. So 30 seconds left. If you're going to get those operators out, you've got to make those decisions now.
Maybe one more kill will tempt them. Kendi's actually brought the War Machine in as Mao-Chi will find Susano. And Kendi just wants to secure this round. He's going to try and slow it down, but Q9 are waiting. Mao-Chi will pull the Annihilator. This one's just going to explode in about 3 seconds' time. Mao-Chi starts to move forward, as do the rest of the Q9 squad. Cloud will manage to find something here with the War Machine. He's got his way through. Uling will find another, but the Annihilator out's not doing a great deal because everybody else on Q9 is! Mao-Chi puts a nail in it. They take their time, they wait for their moment, and they grab it with both hands.
And that right there is a Q9 special. Order up, Elevate. 4 ops on the board, and all 4 effective. Elevate, I think that was 4 ops for them in quick succession, and all of them amount to naught. I don't know how many of them are chargebacks, but nonetheless, a huge round for Q9. That is them perfect.
Oh, you've got to be careful of this one getting out of control because this kill feed is looking very positive for Q9. Susano turns and deals with Curly, who didn't quite finish his dinner. Yoppie, he's pushed forwards, and it was a scary moment, but Yoppie starting to pop off now for Elevate when they need him. Curly will find 2 on the side of Q9. Not much inroad made over towards A, but eventually Elevate will start to get a little bit of control. And they absolutely needed it. Cole with the Tempest out, trying to get things going nice and quick here. We'll just probably confirm A with that. They smell blood in the water. They want to push over towards B.
Yeah, I mean, and why not make that decision at this point, right? Because if you can do more damage with the Tempest, take these players down, it's huge. Create space, give yourselves time to play within this round. Unfortunately, that strategy, that play call does go awry. Elevate, they're still committing to it. They want B, and for good reason. You get this, you're good.
And I don't think that Q9 really expected that push to continue. They're managing to just about deal with it. Cole can find one to answer back. But now all of a sudden, Elevate has defaulted back over towards that A side. That's a bit of a risky player, but that risky player has not necessarily resulted in anything negative here. A may well be going their way, and the lives are basically dead even.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, right? Q9 have to dedicate so much prowess to actually holding on towards B that ultimately Elevate have that as a backstop, right? They know that there isn't going to be anybody from Q9 who has transitioned over towards A. That is so unlikely. You don't really lose anything from making that kind of gambit. As a matter of fact, you get an extra 60 seconds on the board, and you've got time to potentially charge into ops.
Cloud and Co just trying to survive. The nade does tickle him. And do Elevate, trying to pounce after that. Susano will find Dechen, and Chloe finds Curly, and all of a sudden this is broken wide open. Elevator found a way through. You have to go massive if you're Uling and Cloud. Cloud doesn't manage to find two and slow them down. And slow them down might be enough because Dechen over towards the backside has found plenty. Curly brings in the Tempest. The lives are dead even. You can't win that gunfight if you're Cloud, but you forced them away. A minute and 10 seconds to go. Q9 have got operators out. Elevate can take their time.
Q9 are just going to wait for them to come into their FOV and immediately eviscerate them with the operators. They might not get a chance, to be fair. The War Machine is done. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Elevate here, they're just going to wait. They know those operators are out. Curly at the very least will find one here.
Kill.
But Elevate, they will get the trade. So we're in a 7v8 here, 45 seconds on the clock. The big issue for Elevate here with this time remaining ton, they have to get the map control before they get the push. And I don't know about the time. 35 seconds. Ooh, it's squeaky bum time.
Elevate starting to make their move, and Mauchi, he's read it. Oh, and he can't do anything about it, though. The gunfight will go the other way, but Uling finds something over onto Yoppy. 4 versus 7 in favor of Q9. 24 seconds for Elevate to formulate a plan. But it feels like they're clutching at straws. It feels like they're running out of ideas. So let's just send it and see what happens. PJ can find one. Yoppy finds another. Susano brings in the death machine. They need to find something. It's a 3 versus 4. Finds the kill and pushes forward. 3v3.
It's that push forward that's everything. Now in a 2v3, 10 seconds left.
Oh, can you get it done here if you're Yoppy and Susano? The death machine is out. You've stopped the time. Q9 know where they are. They know they can do something, but Susano may well be making the play to win the round and keep Elevate in this game. 2 versus 2 now. It's going to start breaking the life. Uling will find one. It's a 1 versus 1.
10 seconds on the clock here. Hunter killer thrown out.
Is he going to find him? Is he going to avoid it? Or is the Emperor just going to ascend the throne? Uling goes forward. HSO out! And Q9, they can smell it. They are 1 round away from taking this one.
Oh, Susano has done so much for Elevate. I really thought that was it. But Uling has done so much more for Q9. And now we ask for just a little bit more. 1 more round of control. And the championship that has eluded you for so long is yours. Back towards A we go, here for Q9, and they've already started that snowball.
Starting to find a couple of kills here, and now Elevate need to find 3 rounds in a row on crossfire control. It is not impossible, especially by their standards. Can they find it? Susano finding plenty of kills, and maybe Q9 are feeling delusional confidence because they're all just heading over towards this B side. Uling and Kendi trying to just do whatever they can for their team, but right now, it's a bit of a bloodbath over towards this B side. You're starting to continue to find plenty if you're Q9. But look at where PG is, and he's just slowing them down with this Annihilator, pegging them back as much as he can.
Yeah, and that's the idea right now, right? Just distract as much as humanly possible. The problem is he's in a position where, yeah, you can just run straight past him, or he may have been taken down, and they've done the latter. They're getting the kills. Q9, they're still knocking at the door here. They have time to play with 40 on the clock.
They still need to really get a hold of A, and that may well be the idea very, very shortly. Cole can find one on the Mauchi, and Ling will just keep that pressure on. A is being defaulted. They've sent themselves back over towards this side. They want to extend this time. They've got the life advantage, but they have done a few times, Brody. It looks as if Q9 not necessarily interested in getting involved here. Kendi will just continue to keep them at bay. Elevate now looking to have a little look here, Brody. Q9 doing their best, but 25 seconds, they still need to get a hold of A here, do Q9.
It's not the worst utilization of the War Machine, right? You're going to get enough pellets through that you're going to take any trophy systems down that would stop it. So you do take a kill off the back of that. Drain a couple more seconds off the clock here. 25 now, 1v1, and Cloud's going to win it. So that means Q9 might be able to get A. They should be able to get the extra 60 seconds on the board. And we now sit at 11v7, Elevate with the advantage.
Uling trying to find a way through. PJ will shut that down. 10 versus 6, but you've got a minute and 10 seconds. Every single one of these controls has come down to such a finite amount of lives. The operator's now starting to come up for Q9. There are a few of them as well. But for Q9, do you pull that trigger now? Do you pull the trigger and confirm yourselves as world champions? Or do you wait? You've got plenty more opportunity. Mauchi will find Kendi, 9 versus 6.
It's the operators for me. We've seen this playbook before. Q9, they did this back in round number 1. They waited and they struck at the perfect time. Now it's 4 in a 6v9. I don't know how far Elevate are away, but the smokes are down. The parts are on the board. All Q9 have to do is put them in position.
Claw will find Curly, and that's a great start. Mauchi will also fall, but Cloud will find one back. 8 versus 4. This is difficult for Q9, and I wonder if they may not pull the trigger now. Elevate, they've got life. They have plenty of it, and they will find this round, barring a 1 versus 7. Coming in here from Curly. It ain't gonna happen.
And at this point, you're playing for ops. Yep, you know the situation. It doesn't really matter that much. PJ takes him down. And that's an interesting choice right there, because it wasn't exactly like he was threatening for any ticks or progression over towards the point. He was on the hunt for the kills. Elevate might have got a little bit more operator charge, because now you're at disadvantage, right? There's only 1 on hand, maybe 2 at most, and Q9 have everything in the kitchen sinking towards this round. Elevate might be in trouble.
Q9 may well just put them in the sword immediately, but the kills have come through here for Elevate on their attacking round. They traded across the board, and they've got a little bit of map control. I would have thought Q9 might have just thrown everything in there just to force them back into the spawn off the rip, but everything's been brought in that Elevate can actually afford to do, and the Tempest is out. Now the push in over towards A will be formulated, but it feels so tense. Every single movement has to be perfection from Elevate.
And retake A.
T-Shan's trying to clear out some space here. At the very least, you're going to clear enough space that you get some control over the A building. That's a big gun, but oh no! Close denies. And now he's going to give enough breathing room here for Elevate to actually make that A capture. I don't see any reason for Q9 to go forward. As a matter of fact, Elevate starting to poke the bear a little bit, starting to garner a little bit more real estate. That's the idea. Q9, they are not giving anything away for free.
I think they're starting to believe, Brody. Kendi finds 2, Oling and Cloud. Cloud needs to find that gunfight, or Q9 getting nervous because Elevate are starting to make inroads. Curly, he'll bring in the Tempest. It will take one big play to really force them back, but he's missing his bullets, he's missing absolutely everything. Doesn't find much, but finds one through in the middle. Curly, pressure will be on. They're starting to find kills of Q9, but Kendi will take him down. Great usage for Elevate. Not that hot for Q9 so far.
Yeah, you take that 1-for-1 trade on the operators, but Uling, he's out on the prowl with the equalizers.
He keeps it going and finds 3. He will force Elevate back. They still have a minute and a half to go, and they still have a slight life advantage, but everything is pretty much being invested from the side of Q9. Cloud still does have his operator available. But Elevate have not been put to bed yet. They've been forced back. It's not ideal. But Q9 invested a lot to get that job.
Yeah, it is worth saying, right, the board is basically reset here with just over 70 seconds on the clock. Elevate have to work back for that map control, and they don't have really any operators to do it. PJ, the only one with the Annihilator, and he has to do something with the rest of his teammates falling.
We need to see something from PJ, and we need to see it now. The MVP last year, his team are working around him as well. Kendi can find 2, and PJ, he'll just be looking for the cuts here with the Annihilator. Can he continue to find it? Oling, he's right him like a book. He takes him down, and everybody else from Q9 starts kicking to gear. Elevate trying to find a way through. They still continue to survive.
And now Susano needs to play catch-up once again. He has to try and draw the attention of Q9 away from the front line. If he can do that, if he can open the door for Elevate, they might be in.
He's brought the death machine out, and Uling again. How many times is he going to shut them down? Elevate did have the lives, but they're being forced back. 40 seconds to go. 8 versus 7.
And I don't know if you can wait for ops here. I think you've just got to go with 35 on the board. You have to make the move forward. Now Chloe back doing what Susano was before in the prize fighters. That might have done it. Down to the final set of lives of Q9.
7 versus 3. They're starting to find the gunfights that seemed destined that they would find. Can Cloud, maybe, just maybe, find something here as Elevator starting to make the way through, but somehow they're forced to 2 versus 4. Now a 1 versus 4 as Cole PG combines so well. Elevate, bring it back from the brink. We go to a round number 5.
And you've got to give so much love to Susano and Chloe. They knew exactly what to do. Get behind enemy lines, be a nuisance, be a distraction, open that door, and Elevate. They walk through it. Round 5 once more. This time, Elevate, they have to win.
They've done it 2 rounds in a row. God knows what the operator economy looks like at this stage. I've lost count. But Susano will find Cloud, and Elevate just need to defend to send us to a map number 7 in this grand final, this World Championships final. Everything that these teams have played for all season long could well be on the lines for the Fire Range S&D, but Elevate need to complete their end of the bargain. Close pushing forward with the Tempest, and he gets going. Mao Chi will do a fantastic job there. Ao Ling's got aggressive. Ao Ling is dead. The Susano and Code do well. Across the map, not necessarily too much control here for Q9, but they've got Cloud inside of a good position, but Mao Chi off cam! He's found 3, and all of a sudden, B might just be gone!
Oh no, Elevate, they fought their ace up the sleeve, was the Tempest, but Q9 refused to get rid of their chokehold over B. This capture is coming fast, and Elevate, they do not have the map control to deal with it. They've just given up. They've given up. They just do not care about B now. They are going to reside themselves towards A, and the life advantage continues to grow.
Yeah, they have to be careful with these lives, though. They really do have to be careful. They're forced their way over towards the A side of the map. It doesn't happen very often, but B has been captured first. Q9 just broke it open. Mao Chi, how many times have we said that he's just been clutching up? But Elevate, they're starting to find some kills and a little bit more control. Everybody else from Elevate has been forced back into the spawn, but it might be on Mao Chi again. He slipped the net and he's starting to ring out shots. The game now changes in a certain kind of way. 1.5 minutes to go. Both these two teams have very little control, but Yoppie, everybody else from Elevate, starting to find some operators and starting to use them well.
And Mao Chi goes down as well, so that's Q9's ace out of the round. 13v13, blue kill feed, and Elevate have to do something that's improbable. You have to defend A when B is gone. They are so close to getting it. 80 seconds on the clock here, now the death machine from Susano.
Had to find that, Susano. Ao Ling will fall. It's one last roll of the dice here for Q9. Operators starting to come up. The battle lines will start to be drawn. Mao Chi will find Susano, and Elevate will just have to try and hold on this defensive side as Q9 trying to find a way through. 1 minute to go. 11 versus 11.
You gotta imagine those ops are the key to the championship now for Q9. When they come, it will rain down upon Elevate.
Ao Ling's found 1. Mao Chi can find another, but Elevate are holding on. Mao Chi's gotten taken down, but is it the Emperor who will just seal the deal? Ao Ling finds a way around, but Cole with the huge lead. PJ, he brings the Annihilator out. Elevate with 2-0 down. They may well just send us to a final map. PJ! He's finding everything he needs to do for Elevate. Q9 are clutching at straws. It's desperation. D-Chen tries to find a way through, but Yoppie may well just seal the deal. 6 versus 2. You know exactly where we're going, and it's to the firing range to decide who will be world champion, unless he couldn't do it, Brody. I don't care what you say, I don't care who you say he is. There ain't no way Ao Ling can do this. They spot him out, they kill him dead. Map 7. Mobile is. Both of these teams have put on an absolute barn burner for everybody here in Katowice, for everybody at home. Fire range search. I mean, it's got to be overtime, Brody. It has to be, surely. Elevate on the defensive side, Q9 on the attack. We're on board with Q9. And which way will this game go?
Well, early aggression coming out from Elevate here in towards this S&D. They want to try and catch Q9 off guard. Q9 also kind of not giving them anything. They know how aggressive Elevate can be. They don't want to change the pace, and now PJ has to kind of catch the pace off by surprise.
Very typical spot. He holds his gun though, and D-Chen checks it. Oh my word, it's broken open for Q9. He did the right thing, but he didn't expect the second player to be the one to check it. Now all of a sudden Q9 have complete control of the site. It's a 5v3 in their favor, if only momentarily. Kelly will fall.
It's a good snipe from Susano. Elevate have to try and take some kind of time here to get behind enemy lines. Reposition from Mao Chi is, oh god, that's a strategy and a half right now. Effectively 3 versus 3 over on the site.
They've sent it. And they need to do something about it, though. Q9 are quite happy to just let them chill. Mauchi will find one to Susano. This is just difficult to win if you're Elevate. You cannot kill that many people in a row. Q9 will find it.
And ultimately, that's the gamble. Elevate took at the start of that round. They pushed a player in towards a corner, said, hey, let's try and surprise Q9. Buddy, let me tell you, there are no surprises at this level of Call of Duty Mobile.
Defend the objectives.
Every single corner will be meticulously checked, especially given how quiet Elevate were being. I think Q9 probably realized that something was up. Similar looks in this round. Elevate, tiny bit more reserved. Opening snipe. Mauchi is going to be tagged, and he's going to back on down. That's going to be the starting gun here for Q9.
A lot of utility sent this way. And Q9 will get very, very aggressive. Elevate, are they going to be able to answer? PJ again is going to get caught. That's first blood once more. Over towards Q9. That bomb once more going down for Q9. And they have the advantage. And they had in the previous round. 5 versus 4. Susano will even the odds 4v4.
Yeah, you need some exit frags here again. Once again, Mauchi playing an off angle, off away from the rest of the team. He's going to try and keep some players at bay, and every single time Elevate peek their heads, they're getting tagged up, they're getting shut down.
Great work from Q9 here, just holding it down. Elevate have got absolutely no answer. And these are the kind of rounds that Q9 needed. You come off the back of that control to find 2 convincing rounds like that. Will steady those nerves ever so slightly. The ones on Elevate, though, will start to rise.
We need to see some unique looks from Elevate. I think what we've seen so far is a pretty bog-standard defensive setup. And this is different from Q9. Elevate have gone something for different, and Q9 have called their bluff. Only one player over here for Elevate. Oh boy, Susano, the world is in your hands.
The player book. It's been brought out at the correct time here for Q9. Alingenko starting to get a little bit of control over towards his backside, but it's not just that easy. For the first time, though, Elevate will find first blood. And now all of a sudden it's difficult for Q9. Elevate have found themselves over towards B and swept on in and caused a lot of damage. Cloud should be dead to right. Susano will find it. Brilliant retake from Elevate. Susano finds 3.
And in that chaos, shout out to Clo. He played his life to perfection in that situation. He was down. I was convinced that he was dead by way of a very well cooked nade from Q9. He was dead to rights. And Susano comes to the rescue for 3. Elevate on the board. That's the response. Q9 try something cheeky, and Elevate say, well, do go away.
Positivity for Elevate that they're now on the board. The snipers really haven't been there for them. Kendi yet to find anything, which is really surprising. He's so consistently that guy for Elevate. And he needs to be, but once again he's being caught. 4 versus 5 now, he starts to get aggressive, and sometimes in these kind of moments do you start to get desperate. He gets caught out. Utility down over towards this A side. Q9 are on their way.
Susano just can't blindly through the smoke and find anything. Elevate, of course, already no presence inside the trailer, so Q9 once again ascertain control over A. Bomb down. Elevate have not been able to get through the map. Maybe a different kind of change in tact here might well help Elevate, because Q9 have been so good at locking this thing down.
That nade ain't going to find anything. It's going to force Curly maybe to have to make a move away. But they have not been successful, but these smokes may well help. Ling, though, he can find the first. PJ will answer back with another, and all the kills start to flow in the middle of this site. Mauchi will find one more, and now it's D-Chen and Mauchi left in a 2v1. Every time that bomb is down, Elevate can do nothing about it.
It's specifically the A-bomb site as well, and I know, again, easy forehead kind of statement of the year, but still, the fact that they get the bomb down on A thrice now and have been successful off the back of that, Elevate have to find a response. You cannot keep letting them get to the site. You have to put a stop to them before they get close. Oh boy, and that was the response, to get aggressive in towards A. They read it perfectly. They have a response, and Yoppie, see you in the next round, pal.
Feels like Q9 are in Elevate's heads. They know where they're going, they know what they're doing, and they know how to beat them. And how they've been beating them is a push over towards A, and that's what's starting to formulate now. Tagged up just a little bit, though, if you're D-Chan. You're going to have to back on down, but the rest of Q9 are here with you. They're there for the backup. All the utility starting to ring through. Elevate are not going to be able to do a great deal about this, you would like to think. Q9 have found their way in again.
But this time, Elevate, I was going to say, you've got players, Kendi. Almost immediately shut down, and yeah, you'll be happy with a trade ton, but the result is still the same. It's Q9 in control of the site. Elevate, you've got to get the kills off the back of this bomb.
Kelly jumps off and gets punished for it. Susano will find another as well, 2v2. I'm not sure why he jumped off, to be honest. Maybe he just felt the threat. Maybe there was an 8 in that I just didn't see, but irrelevant. He did it. And now it's a 2 versus 2 and far from a sure thing. Oh, you got to hit those shots if you're Susanna. You're being so accurate. The entire series, the entire week. You need to find something, but it's nothing but a grey screen. Cloud will find it. Clo left in a 1v2.
Oh, Clo. This man made a big play earlier on in the round. They did win. Now needs to pull off a 1v2, and he's already been tagged up.
Erling will go for the challenge, and Clo will get sat down. Q9 4-1 to the good.
And I just don't understand. They got off the bomb. There was an opportunity there for Elevate. It was right in their grasp, and they did take it. They got a couple of kills. And then still, Q9 are like, all right, cool, we're in a 2v2. We might not have numbers, but we can still get the bomb down. That's exactly what they do. And I think Susano going down was the catalyst there. Clo didn't really have much of a chance with mid-map pressure. Elevate have once again adapted, but it's just the problem here. Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing. Clo, you get tagged up, but you get away in that situation. You garner information, that's fine.
Curious how many members of Elevate he's seen, out of Q9, he's seen, I should say. But it's also given the side of Elevate a little bit more of a chance to set up over towards this A side. This is a little bit more methodical from Q9, but it has to be. They haven't found those inroads, they haven't found those cracks yet.
Q9, they've chosen their target, Elevate. Again, set up ever so slightly different. And once again, weight on Susana's shoulders.
Clo back on down, Susana finds nothing again. Cloud will take him down. These entry kills are just so clean, and everybody starts to fall. Q9 now on a 5 versus 2. They are just having their way with Elevate. PJ's trying to do what he can, but Cloud will take him down. And Yobi now left in a 1 versus 4 to end the half. And he's dead. 5-1 Q9 after the half. If you cast your minds back to that coastal, that was the scoreline at the half. That time around is exactly the same here on Firing Range.
Look, Firing Range can sometimes be an offensively sided map though. Q9 just showed you guys exactly why, but those kind of opening sites, Kendi needed to take Curly out of the play. Doesn't do so. Q9 now are on towards the A site, and Elevate don't have the same open door that Q9 did when they were on the offense.
Elevate are playing passively and just taking their time. Problem being, you need to win quite a few rounds to stop Q9 becoming champions. It's so difficult from this spot, but they're taking their time. They're slowly making their way. Oh, Q9 going to be ready for it.
It's all about these snipes. You've got to take these players out of position, and D-Chen, well, he's known for him.
Incredible shot from D-Chen. Kendi yet to get on the board. He's been so dependable for Elevate. He's been shut out of the game time and time again. It feels like Elevate have went over towards the attacking side, and it's a similar feeling to defense. They don't seem to have a plan B. Especially with Cloud up here, just raining hellfire on them. Finds 2 out of nothing. Backs on down, 5v2. Elevate are flopping.
Does feel like the backup plan is non-existent, doesn't it? Q9, championship point. Elevate, they were poking and prodding at the A defensive setup, and they could not break it. Kendi going down, that was the catalyst for that round falling apart.
It's going to take some courage from Elevate now. They need to find so much more. Mao Chi, he can find the first blood onto Susano. Elevate need to find something, but are they running into the wrong guy right now? Mao Chi will back down. Elevate in over towards B.
Big kills for Cloud, playing his life. He's got 1, now a 4v3 on the site.
It all slows down, but Q9 are here. Elevate need to find a way through. They need to dig as deep as possible. Cloud and Co are ready and waiting, but Kendi will find his first kill, and could that be the catalyst as Ling will fall. Bullet starting in the ring, in and around Firing Range, 3 versus 3, and they may well back down here due Q9.
That's the right decision for Q9. You can hit the regen, you can also retake. We saw Q9 being very proficient at that this tournament. And that is the play call for sure. Elevate, of course, will also drain time off the clock because they don't know that Q9 have backed away from the site. That works against them here. That open line of sight, that's their biggest issue. They have to cross to the bomb or stretch it to get that thing down. If D-Chen picks it, it's over.
who can be the hero here for the side of Elevate.
Bomb has been planted.
That bomb goes down. 40 seconds, and Q9 have got to find a way in. Elevate just have to defend it.
They've chosen their defensive positions back at the site. 30 seconds left. Q9 are on.
Here we go. They've engaged. They've started to make their move. And is it their move to get their hands on the trophy? Because it may well be D-Chin Cloud. The heir to the throne must always kill the king. Champions!
Insatiable, long have they waited for this moment. Knows how many second place tournaments the closest they've gotten.